The solution to your problem is not going to be found in the problem. It's not going to be found in there. You have to get out of the problem so that you can look at it, make an assessment, and you can assess how to solve the problem or whether you need to solve the problem or not. I mean, there's a lot of things in my life right now where I shrug my shoulders and go, okay. It's okay. Oh, someone's saying this. Okay. Roger that. Like, carry on. No factor. Move on. And then occasionally you go, okay, this is something I need to contend with. This is something I need to deal with. This is something I need to shape or adjust or move or solve, to use your word. And the reason I laugh when I say that is because problems, you have to get in there, but if you take a step back, you can usually say, oh, little adjustment here, a little adjustment there, and that thing's gonna sort itself out. So detachment is a superpower, man.
Certainly is, and it's certainly one that I need to focus on more. I'm grateful for bringing that up. This is the biologist in me, but what is your process for engaging detachment or for disengaging? Is it an active process where you go, I'm going to detach from this. I'm going to put myself in a situation that is pulling on me. There's this gravitational force, and I'm going to create some imagery in my mind of walking away from it. Do I physically walk away from it? Do I outsource it to somebody else? What are some tools for detachment?
Yeah, take a step back, detach, look around, and then you can make a much, much better decision. So when you talk about the mechanics, when I teach this to people now, the mechanics of it, take a step back. Literally, you and I are at a meeting, there's a bunch of people, this starts to get heated argument. I will literally push my chair back away from the table. Change my perspective, widen my field of view. The other thing, like in the SEAL teams, you don't want to sound panicked on the radio. For a couple reasons. Number one, because when you panic on the radio, it's going to cause other people to panic. Number two, if you panic on the radio and you sound panicked, everyone's going to make fun of you. So when you get back from the mission, everyone's going to go, yeah, you sounded like a baby out there. So what would I do before I would key up my radio? Take a breath. And so here I'm manually slowing down my breath. I'm broadening my field of view. So if you're in a meeting or you're in you're at the supermarket parking lot and someone starts to yell at you, take a step back, take a breath, broaden your field of view, detach from those emotions that you're having, and make some space. And that's how I go through the mechanics of detachment. Now, I can tell you right now, I mean, when you do this all the time, which I kind of do this all the time, I don't really have to step back. But when you're starting to be able to try and do this, absolutely make a mechanic. And I'll tell you, here's another weird little nuanced thing. Lift your chin up and put your hands down. Now, this is not in a combat situation, not in a fight, but here's the thing. When I get defensive, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna raise my hands up and put my chin down. That's like a fighting mode. So if you and I are having a discussion and I'm starting to get heated and I'm starting to oh, he's not listening to me, instead of me putting my chin down and putting my hands up to where I can put them in your face a little bit, no, I'm actually gonna take a step back. I'm gonna say, put my chin up. Changes my perspective a little bit more. Changes my visual perspective just by changing the angle of my head. Take a step back. Put my hands down. I'm not being in a defensive mood. I actually want to hear what you have to say. And if I start listening to what you have to say and not talking, it's very hard to be detached when you're talking. It's another key component. You want to detach? Shut your mouth. So I'm in meetings, I'm in a bunch of different companies. I have a bunch of things. I own a bunch of different companies. I'm in a meeting in my companies. I'm not the one that's doing all the talking. In fact, I'm doing mostly listening. When I'm in task unit Bruiser, my task unit, I'm not sitting there giving the entire brief. No, I'm letting the platoon chief and the platoon commanders give those briefs. And that way I'm detached. I'm listening to what they have to say. I'm more capable of seeing what holes there are in their plans by not moving my mouth, not talking. I'm listening. So those are some of the methodologies that I use and that I advise people to use in order to effectively start down the pathway of being able to detach in various scenarios.